Chapter 9. Argentine Love in Chile. This woman has filled me up. She was beautiful, interesting, and unusual. She was passionate, fiery, and dangerous. In the tarot deck, there are cards called figure cards, and in particular, there are 4 queens: the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. One of these queens is the Queen of Wands. Wands represent fire and active engagement. My chosen one was just like that. She was demanding, assertive, and had a certain charm and sexiness. I can't say that she is characterized by logic or consistency. On the contrary, she often showed spontaneity and suddenness. She was always half an hour late. In fact, the locals in Chile were often late, which was a normal part of their culture. They also used a lot of hand gestures and were very expressive. They can have conflicts with each other for hours, as well as declare their love for each other a million times, and then easily forget what they said, as if nothing had happened between them. They smile sweetly and like to discuss many topics in detail, down to bed affairs, and also without a guilty conscience, hypocritically discussing each other behind their backs. This was the kind of girl she was. Despite her many good qualities, she was always looking for a reason to be at odds with someone, and if I or anyone else disagreed with her, a conflict was almost inevitable. On the other hand, I tried to smooth out conflicts, avoid them, and keep the peace. In my relationship with her, I realized that not everyone likes or agrees with this approach. And she was the kind of person who strongly disagreed with my policies. She preferred battle to peace. If she thought that she was treated unfairly, and she didn't tolerate it, even if she was in the wrong. She rarely admitted when she was wrong, but there were times when she did. To her, I was cold, emotionless, and tough, like a psychopath. In the tarot deck, I'm associated with the King of Swords, which represents coldness. She wanted a man with money, someone who could bark orders and keep her in check 24/7. I'm like a calm sea, and I'm not interested in trying to tame my chosen one. It's too much of a hassle. This was the kind of girl she was. Despite her many good qualities, she was always looking for a reason to be at odds with someone, and if I or anyone else disagreed with her, a conflict was almost inevitable. I'm like a calm sea, and I'm not interested in trying to tame my chosen one. It's too much of a hassle. And while I dreamed of a harmonious woman, like the surface of a lake, but she wanted a man who is energetic, like an exploding star, our union suffered and cracked. The battle only gained momentum. She would leave me and come back, throw tantrums and make up, be jealous and neglectful, lose interest and regain it again. I was tired of endless conversations with her on the phone, of the constant arguments that lasted for hours. But at the same time, I felt a certain excitement from this, her passion and my peace of mind. Even though I didn't understand her very well, as we mostly communicated through Google Translate, I gradually learned Spanish, and within 3 months, I could understand the basics. Throughout this period, our relationship continued to evolve, dying, and reborn. However, we were still fighting. At that time, a lot of factors were mixed up: lack of money, difficulties with paperwork and legalizing refugee status, lack of long-term work, problems with living space for both of us, rumors from different people around us at that time, and much more. I don't know if this union was a chance for success in the future, but it fell apart faster than I thought, before it could grow from periodic meetings into something more. We both quickly realized that we didn't fit well together. I grew up in a complete family, with my parents and older brother, while she grew up in a family where her father left early on and her mother raised 5 children on her own. I can only imagine how difficult my ex-girlfriend's childhood was, and how much effort she had to put in throughout her life, given her male mindset. Growing up, I saw how my parents helped each other, even though they often argued. Their patience, mutual respect, and hard work, as well as their shared goal, guided them through life. Among other things, she was raising her own daughter, and I didn't have any children at the time, but I understood that her daily life revolved around her daughter, so she would prioritize taking care of her. This is a reality. Almost all women with children prioritize taking care of their children over taking care of their men. This is a legitimate concern, but the question is, are they willing to make sacrifices for their men? My Argentine love made it clear to me that she didn't want to change anything in her life for me, and even if I had a lot of money and my own house at that time, it would not have pulled the situation out of the pit, not at all. Logically, I understood this, but feelings were attached to her. I assured myself that the relationship can go in a different direction, just be patient, make an effort. Nothing like that. We argued more and more often, and she took pleasure in constantly criticizing and insulting me. What I want to say in the conclusion, this woman is beautiful. She is strong, attractive, interesting, unforgettable, and I am grateful to her for her company. It was a turning point in my life and shook me up like shaking out old clothes from accumulated dust and dirt. From her I was lucky to be filled with an unforgettable charge and have experience of how it should not be in a relationship. After all, our communication was initially based on trust and sincerity, but unfortunately, it turned into open accusations and mutual dissatisfaction. We overestimated ourselves and relied too much on emotions, rather than on the differences in our characters and many other factors. And yet, I am grateful to you, Elamar. I wish you to find your love.